It's another edition of Time About the Movies, and today we're taking a look at the films of July 3rd, 1998. Only two movies to look at today. I wish one of them was at least a better movie, and that's the biggest new release of not only this weekend, but it ended up becoming the highest grossing film of 1998, and that is Michael Bay's Armageddon. Surprised that it's a Michael Bay movie? I couldn't tell. But, you have all these explosions, you have buildings crumbling down. I was almost nearly convinced that this wasn't a Michael Bay movie, but yeah, I absolutely hate this movie. I hate this movie so much. It started what Michael Bay has now become notoriously known for, being this guy that gives you these lackluster characters, these really melodramatic, romantic subplots, and just does nothing but explosions, action sequences, and nothing spectacular whatsoever. Just the way it was created sounds so typical of a studio that's trying to copy somebody else's success. You have it's like the writer of Deep Impact, Bruce Joel Rubin, said that a production president at Disney actually took notes on everything the writer said during lunch about his script. And basically, Armageddon was created as a counter film at Disney, and they had 9 writers working on the film. 5 of them actually got credited. One of them was J.J. Abrams. Other ones included Robert Towns, Shane Salerno, Tony Gilroy, Jonathan Hensley. But basically, they just took an idea that was already done with Deep Impact, but that they decided to make one of their own, and they even made it clear that they tried to distance this from Deep Impact by 2 months before the movie came out. The president of the studio at the time expanded the budget to $3 million to include an additional special effects scene in which an asteroid impacts Paris, because clearly you needed that to distance yourself from Deep Impact and this movie. And I really don't need to tell you that Deep Impact was the much better movie than Armageddon was. Armageddon was it just wasn't a fun movie, despite the fact that it has these great people involved in it. I mean, Bruce Willis, Billy Bob Thornton, Ben Affleck, Liv Tyler, Steve Buscemi, William Fichtner, Owen Wilson, Michael Clark Duncan, Peter Stormare, Keith David, Jason Isaacs, just a strong cast overall in this movie. And there's just nothing about it. This whole idea of taking blue-collar people and sending them up into space to save the world, it's like, it'd be cool if it was actually something interesting or unique, but no, it really wasn't. I don't understand it. I don't get what people saw in this movie. And like I said, this is the movie that introduced us to the Michael Bay that we infamously know him for nowadays. He's the guy that emphasizes more basically throwing explosions anywhere he needs to put it in there. That's why we got some terrible movies in the process from him. A lackluster romantic plot that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And, but people bought it anyway because they like seeing these young actors in here. Let me put it this way. The Armageddon parody they did at the MTV Movie Awards that same year was more realistic than the romance in this movie, and that says a lot. But again, people bought into it. People bought into it so much that the Criterion Collection basically said, "Here, we'll give you a Criterion DVD of it." And I was just like, when I saw that, I was thinking, why Criterion did you put this in there? The Criterion Collection is supposed to be for art house films that markets what considers to be important classic and contemporary films and cinema at its finest. I don't know what the hell they saw in Armageddon to say that this is worthy of a Criterion Collection. Now, The Rock has also been on a Criterion release, but The Rock is a much better movie compared to this film. I just don't get why they thought that Armageddon needed a Criterion Collection of all things. There are so many other movies worthy of a Criterion release, but this one just gets it so easily just because it was a big hit. I mean, yeah, you can pretty much tell that I really do not like this movie. I really do not like this film. I think it's not that great of a film. It definitely pales in comparison to something like Deep Impact. The one thing that this movie has that is worthy in the long run is the Aerosmith song, "I Don't Want to Miss a Thing." It's a great song. It's one of the greatest movie songs of all time. It's the only thing that's memorable about this movie, honestly, because really, I have not seen this movie in many, many years, nor do I really want to see it. I feel like it's on the same pathway as something like Independence Day. And basically, I just can't take this movie, man. Every time I see it, or try to watch it, I can't get through it. I mean, it's a boring movie. I don't like any of these characters whatsoever. It has everything that I hate about Michael Bay as a filmmaker in this movie. And it's the movie that started the Michael Bay that we all hate. Like, the Michael Bay that just annoys you with all these moves that he makes. And it's just not a good movie. I'm sorry. I don't see it as a good movie. And I can't believe that people bought into this because, oh, look at all the special effects. I want to see these big effects on the big screen. I want to see these effects that are not even in the movie to see what the difference is between this and Deep Impact. Deep Impact is a much better movie. Like, Deep Impact has a story. It has characters you want to relate to. It pulls no punches. It basically has the asteroid attacking the Earth and having it be... Is basically saying that you're not going to survive this if you're lucky. You're not going to survive this unless you're really, really lucky. But this is just like, we're gonna go to destroy this asteroid and everything's going to be a-okay at the end. And that's not fun. That really is not I mean, it'd be fun if the story was actually pretty good or anything interesting, but it's just not. It's a movie that's just so bland. It's too much. There's way too much going on. It's too much of what we hate about Michael Bay, and everyone bought into it, and it became one of the big hits, and it became the biggest hit of the year, sadly, over much better movies that deserved more than that, but, I've already gone on this long enough. Bottom line, I hate this movie. I've never seen it since the first time I watched it, and quite frankly, I really never want to watch it again, because I really do not like this movie at all. Armageddon. Let's try to end this on a much better note here. Let's talk about the other new release this weekend, which was basically a re-release. It is Federico Fellini's... I'm getting so confused right now. Federico Fellini's Night of Cabiria. This is Federico Fellini, of course, the man that gave us La Dolce Vita, produced by Dino De Laurentiis in one of his earliest productions he's done. And basically, it's based on a story by Fellini, and it's about a woman named Cabiria, played by Giulietta Mazzina, who's a prostitute living in Rome. I've not seen a lot of Federico Fellini movies. I said I've seen La Dolce Vita, which I have. It's a great film. I've seen a couple of other movies of his, Roma, and I'm trying to remember the other one. I think 8.5 was the other one I saw, and they were really good films. I don't know too much about this movie, but considering that I've liked a lot of Fellini's other films that I've looked at, I think I probably like this one. It won the Oscar in 1957 for the Best Foreign Language Film, and it was actually the second straight year that Fellini and Italy won that Oscar, with them winning for La Strada the year before. And the trailer I saw for this looked pretty good. I mean, I like Federico Fellini's work, so there's probably a good chance I actually will give this movie a shot and actually will kind of like it. So I'm definitely very curious to check it out one day, but probably not anytime soon. But that's Federico Fellini's Nights of Cabiria. And so with that said, we wrap up another edition of Time About the Movies. The next time we meet, we'll have 5 movies to look at, and some more big summer movies, including Lethal Weapon 4, the last installment of the Lethal Weapon series with Mel Gibson and Danny Glover, Small Soldiers. We also have Madeline, Pie, and also Hands of a Hard Body, the documentary. So 5 movies to look at next time around. We'll delve into those on the next episode. But until then, thank you very much for watching, and if you want to see more videos like this, please hit the playlist on the next page, check out the previous episode, and also don't forget to like and subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this on this channel. So, with that said, I am off. I will see you guys next time, and until then, as always, take care.